welcome to both Ingrid and Frédéric. And so we will talk about Treasury Management System, ERP integration. Integration was addressed, and one of the challenges will be to talk about that, but also not to forget to talk about what BNY is proposing for customers and new vision. It's interesting to see because you have many customers, so I hope that you will give us insightful comment from what you see in the market. So maybe let's start with you, Ingrid. Could you shortly introduce yourself and your role at BNY?
Sure. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Ingrid Garin. I lead the markets team in continental Europe, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you some of the themes we see on the market.
Frédéric?
So I'm not familiar with the mic, so okay, now it works.
Right.
So I'm Frédéric. I work in RTL Group for 10 years now as a director in Treasury department. I'm mainly in charge of projects such as implementation of bank communication tool, Treasury Management System migration, and at the moment I'm the PO for Cash and Treasury within the migration to the new ERP system.
A new ERP, you mean an upgrade or a change?
We move from SAP to SAP S/4HANA. So it's
okay, so important migration. But first question for you, why is ERP TMS integration so critical for you and for corporates in general?
First, maybe to make a distinction to say between integration and interfacing, because we might have some platform or system where we have two solutions within one solution, and this is an integration, and which is good or bad, but you don't have to manage the interface between these two systems, but you can also use these two systems and manage the interface. But I think in the two cases, the integration or the interfacing is not anymore an option. It's really a necessity for the treasurer for different reasons. First, we have a growing complexity of a multi-bank relationship or custodian, and for this, managing the liquidity manually in the environment might prone to error process. Okay, and sometimes you need also to have real-time cash visibility. So. Not all the corporate, but some of them need real-time cash visibility to do redemption or subscription of fund on time, etc. And basically, your TMS, you have your bank statement, maybe you have your receivable, your payable coming from the ERP system, and maybe you have also to integrate intraday information, CAN54 or API messages. And if you have no integrated solution or interface solution, it's very difficult to manage all this data.
Okay, and so are you targeting a one-instant ERP system in the company? You are still multi-instances or multi-ERPs?
The plan is to move to one unique ERP system.
Okay,
yes.
But I get you have a
gradual
road mapping and rollout.
There are different waves. We started with pilots. We have wave 1, wave 1.5, wave 2, and I think we have till wave 5.
When it comes to acquisitions, so integration could be also an issue?
Then it's complex because in the media industry, you used to buy maybe, depends, but if you buy maybe Sky in the case of RTL, which is still waiting for the German authority to confirm the deal, but if you buy some other small productions, where at the end the accountant is also the head of the production, etc., it's difficult to integrate a very small entity and organization within the big SAP dinosaur.
Right. Ingrid, any comment on that? So is it something that resonates to you when you discuss with your customers?
Absolutely. We had a great discussion because our first interaction was, what do you do at Bank of New York? I mean, is it a technology? Is it a bank? And we had a bit of a discussion on your journey. And the discussion we had was fascinating because this is what we do for a living, okay? I know it's a tech day, so I'm supposed to talk about tech, but the first conversation is rarely about tech. When we meet with clients, we basically start with an audit of where the client wants to go and what the objectives is. Because the tech is the enabler, okay? The tech needs to be nimble to adapt to different clients' reality. And in your case, I mean, it's clear that you want to remove the friction, the noise, okay? So whatever technology you are gonna use, it has to be a technology which is nimble, which is gonna reduce the friction, which is gonna be adaptable for maybe different global legal entity. And the response to the client's business model and the client's objective is going to be different. So we spend an enormous amount of time to have discussions like the one we had and to understand what you have today and where you want to go. And the tech is the enabler. And then, yes, the tech, we keep developing it. We keep having different TMS integrated with, you know, all the big treasury system. But it's rarely only a tech discussion. And once you have done the audit of where the client wants to go, you need to understand if it's just a corporate treasury funding discussion, but is it also linked to the payment? So how the payments are being done. Is it only for one local entity or is it for a global model? Is it driven by instant payment, for example? So it's the regulation also coming into scope. And Romain discussed the sponsored repo in the US. It's something which is coming fast and furious, especially for Europeans. So the tech needs also to take this into account to enable a corporate treasurer who wants to access it to do this in a very nimble manner. And all of this is taken into account. So the first conversation is key because the response you are going to give is not going to be the same. And before you start going on a big journey to transfer your entire infrastructure, it's quite key to understand if, one, you have the budget, where you are starting today, and where you want to go. So we spend a lot of time during the audit and improving the products, but also responding to it in the right way, I would say, because the response is never the same.
Yeah, because when you talk about integration of ERP and TMS, the idea is also to integrate your kind of products, so to have an access to a platform, etc. So what will be the benefit of this kind of integration, Frédéric? What do you see the main benefit of integrating, for example, platforms into this?
First, maybe economically to have already all the cash visibility, okay, real time, and to use in an efficient way all your cash. Now, second is that you have also some straight-through processes within your organization, which can be audited, documented, shared within a team, etc. And also, these are the main benefits. Yeah.
And do you have today a full or quite comprehensive visibility on your cash, or there are still some idle cash or non-accessible cash here and there?
Yeah, depending on the business, I think it's like for the fund industry, in RTL, we have also some constraints because each production needs to keep, they are responsible for their cash. So, for example, we cannot use the cash for a certain production because they are dedicated to it. But for the cash that are managed on the corporate side, yes, we have a visibility. We have a daily statement. We have a forecast intraday.
And when it comes to invest in some products, we've mentioned repos, money market funds. So, how are you integrating? Are there some missing pieces? So, Ingrid, are you considering what you should provide to your customers? I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe valuation of the portfolio or immediate, let's say, production of reports, this kind of thing. So,
Voilà, the situation of RTL is a bit specific, but for
it could evolve. It
voilà,
can be
it
long
could
or
evolve,
short.
etc. But because for the one who doesn't know, RTL is owned by Bertelsmann Group, which is a media company in Germany, at 75%. So we mainly repatriate, and we are funded by this mother company. But more in general, if we have to fund our affiliate, we have also automated processes which allows real-time funding or urgent funding, etc.
Yeah, because I guess you remain a listed company, so you have also some obligation vis-à-vis the market and the, let's say, related parties, just to make sure that it's quite independent. Ingrid, any comment on that? So what will be the future for, we know the platforms, so the multi-fund platforms. Do you see the future in the multi-product platforms? So what are you developing at BNY?
So we are spending quite a lot of time basically listening to the users and developing I would say, the ecosystem. And different pain points are coming into the development. The first one is probably like you are saying your constraints, okay? So if you just have a money market fund platform, it might not respond to all the needs you've got. So your investment committee or your legal infrastructure might constrain you between investment in repos, investment in sponsored repo, investment in tri-party repos, investment in money market funds. I mean, you get the spirit. So we are trying to basically offer an entire ecosystem which is completely custody agnostic as well, and which is integrated with a lot of the corporate treasury TMS system to reduce the friction, to offer the entire funding ecosystem. And for the most sophisticated ones, we also offer, for example, hedging programs to really optimize to the next level. And some of the clients are in custody with us, but some are not. So you need a nimble technology to do this. Another point also piqued my interest, resiliency matters. Okay, so probably I would say 5-6 years ago, clients were not talking about resiliency. Today, the resiliency of the solution is commercial. It's a commercial point. It's sometimes more important than the price of the solution or the nimbleness of the solution, because it's also the reputational aspect, it's the regulation aspect. And you discussed, the ECB, we discussed also the way the US funding market is evolving. Resiliency matters. You need to have something which is resilient. I have to tell you, before I discuss pricing, sometimes I have clients asking us for a CTOC tool, which is our cyber, technology center, because it's so important at the choice they are going to make. So it has become a big point in the discussion. Then what matters as well is to ensure that whatever TMS or technology you've got, the funding aspect is also offering optionalities, but also optionalities for the future. And something struck me in the previous panels. You were discussing, tokenization, stable coins, etc. It's definitely a topic, okay? Mm-hmm. It's a topic. Clients want offering, they want options. And we also expect that depending on the rates, okay, the range of funding solutions you are going to use is going to be different. Today, stablecoins is probably very popular, okay? The tokenized money market funds has been developed. If the rates are changing, you might see a shift between one to the other. So it's very important that everyone in the room here feeds back to us what their aspirations are in terms of product development, because it takes time to develop those products. And the optionality in case of a macro change, and the macro change can be rates, it's investment policy within your own corporate treasury function, but also it could be, the regulation and all the rate changes, because it will impact the solutioning.
But are you already selling some funds via a tokenized fund?
Absolutely. If you look at the liquidity platform we've got, we have many funds being offered. And we are also offering tokenized money market funds. So the guide rails are there because we expect that there will be a pickup on the market for it. If you want a demo of the platform, I mean, the team is here. Do not hesitate.
What are the benefits? Because the usual question will be, okay, what is the use case? What are the benefits? So faster, easy, maybe
faster,
no
easy.
cost, but compared to a guy calling or sending a mail to invest in a fund or using a platform. So what are the differences?
It's the diversification one,
okay,
because you have also some treasury functions wanting the diversification. It's a world moving to instant payment with instant payment tokenization, DLT technologies there, but it also the way to improve your funding as well, because those tokenized money market funds can also be used as collateral for funding structure. So depending on your, sophistication of funding strategy, it can become a very interesting.
Do you mean that
case.
we could imagine to invest in tokenized money market funds, assets, whatever, at any moment in time?
And use it as collateral to source funding. It's actually already available. Some clients are doing this to really maximize their funding efficiency. It takes a certain degree of sophistication, but this got developed based on client demands.
Okay. Maybe a question for both, but let's start with you, Frédéric, and final question. So in terms of reporting, don't you think that if you invest in, and if it's not the case at the moment, so I fully understand, but assuming that you invest in different assets, money market funds, tri-party repos, bank deposit, or other type of products, so don't you think, or don't you agree that one of the issues for corporates is to get a valuation, an overview of the portfolio at any moment in time, so in terms of reporting, and to be sure that you are compliant with your strategies, your policies in terms of limit for deposit. It's why guaranteed deposit could be a good idea, etc. So how could you guarantee to the management that at any moment in time you are compliant with the policy?
I think we need first to have the policy and after to invest. And I had the case in my former company also that, okay, there is a policy, you can invest into money market funds, you get your report at the end of it was basic money market fund liquidity. They were considered as short-term deposit. So I don't think that there is a problem for basic money market to invest into basic money market fund. Now, where it might be a bit more complex, in case we corporate invest into tokens and get
different type of assets.
Different type of asset, or how to evaluate this real world asset or tokens. This is maybe a bit more complex. Obviously, maybe now it's not. It's still a bit the premise of this product. But we have seen that why not for the future having those solutions for treasurers.
Maybe a final question: is it something that you developed, and we would like to try to be a sort of providers of access to any type of asset classes when it comes to investments?
Yeah, but based on all the feedback we get from the markets, we have a continuous improvement of the products. So that's why it starts with the client conversation. The TMS and the ERP and the systems are just the support, but it starts really with what you are trying to achieve and the complexity of the investment solutions that you've got. And then we develop the products to really respond to it. We expect, yes, stablecoin is already well on the way. Tokenized money market funds, you have a lot of pickup in the US actually. ETFs are coming, and all of this is driving a lot of product development. And what we see is the corporate treasury function goes well beyond just secured deposits and money market funds. We see clients asking how it can be optimized with their payment solution, how it can be optimized with their assets funding. So we see the ecosystem evolving for more sophistication, which is great conversations.
Thanks a lot for all these pieces of information. Thanks to Ingrid, BNY, and to Frédéric from ATEL Group for these interesting exchanges. Thank you.